trying to understand the other person with logic, saying, you're upset, but it doesn't make sense because the thing you claim to have upset you is not really that big a deal. It's pretty normal. So why are you upset? Why are you overreacting? That's silly. Come on, be logical. When you are upset, when you are emotionally affected or influenced by something, you're not thinking rationally, like you're not. It becomes problematic when you are being too logical and too rational. When you've been really upset, you've probably had thoughts that were insane. You've probably had opinions and ideas that didn't make any sense. But you had them because they resonated with you. When you were feeling down, when you were angry, when you were sad, it made sense to think that. And then later on, when you feel better, you look back and you're like, oh, that was kind of weird. Why did I think that? When someone is really upset or really angry, it could also be a positive emotion. When they're really, really happy, they think that the world is a wonderful place and they don't doubt anyone's intentions. They don't question anything. They're just like, oh yeah, the world is great. I want to love all of you. Everything is super. Let's just be nice to each other. Let's all be friends. And that's cool. But the thing about that is that it's not rational. We cannot judge someone when they are elevated, when you are at the mercy of your feelings or your emotions. It doesn't really represent who they are. Some people are, generally speaking, more emotional than logical. They kind of have an intuition. They don't sit and think about it very logically. They just have a feeling, they have a hunch, they have a premonition. They cannot put it forward in a way where it makes sense to you, but it might still make sense to them. I can feel something about a situation, but I cannot explain it. So if that's the case, I probably shouldn't be a lawyer. I shouldn't be making logical arguments. I shouldn't be walking around saying that this is how it is and I'm gonna tell you why. But I still believe that. I believe that pop music from the 80s is much better than pop music today. I can't really explain it logically. I just feel that, Sure, I can try to say that the sound was more original and it was less mechanic, but then you can make some other argument and say, that's not true, Thomas. You're wrong, and here's why. So it's not definitive, and it's not really a good discussion to have because it's all about my feeling. Trying to understand that with logic is silly. Some things you cannot understand with logic. You cannot dissect them. You cannot say, let me pick this apart. That is the problem with being too logical or too rational, even too intellectual. And I do it too. I remember 5 or 6 months ago, back in May and June, I would be so logical. And if someone was being emotional or they couldn't explain their opinion, I would be like, well, then it's bullshit. Then I don't believe you. I was missing the bigger picture. I wasn't inside of their head. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how they came to that conclusion. It was pretty unfair that I judged them. Being too rational, too logical. Well, if you do that, you're gonna miss something. You're gonna miss the big picture because we are emotional. We all have feelings. We are sensitive. We react strongly. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But you cannot boil human existence down to rationale because that's not the case. That's not how we are. That's not what we are. That's not who we are. So that's all I have to say for now. I want to say thank you for watching this video. Take care and drink a lot of beer if you want to and chill, because I'll see you soon. Peace.